In Keisha Crosdale-Edwards, 4EC, Advanced Studies in Literacy 2, SJ 201-60546. So, I'll be talking about the comprehension strategy, question answers relationship. So, this strategy that is used to develop comprehension skills, there are four basic types of questions. So, I'll be talking about author and me and on my own. So, in delivering the lesson to my students, first I would have to model the example for the student to follow. So, first of all, I would have to explain what it means by author and me. So, I would tell my student that author and me means that we combine what we already know with what the author is saying. And then we'd have to reread, predict before we respond to the question. Say for example, in the text that we are using, The Eagle and the Man, which is written by Val Byro. In the story, I would read the passage or a paragraph of the story for the students. In the time the eagle dropped the hat, the man wondered why the eagle had taken it. He went back to the wall to finish his sleep. So I would have to go back to the text and read it so that I can make my prediction and before I respond to the question. So my question would be, why did the author write, the man wondered why the eagle had took his hat? So I would demonstrate to the students and say that based on what I have already known is that the eagle had taken the man's hat. But why would the eagle really takes the man's hat? I would also notice that we are natural as human to wonder why somebody would take something from me without explaining. So this would be the author and me. So why did the author write, the man wondered why the eagle had took his hat? The author is implying that the man is wondering, and as naturally as we human, we wonder at times why something happened. Why should this be? We wonder. So this would be the author saying and me saying as well with what I have already known in the text. After I've demonstrated this to the student, then I would allow the student to explore in using this type of question in doing the comprehension. So I would allow the students to either in pair or in groups to come up with their answer. So I would have given them a question, what could be another title for the story? So they would go back to the text, read, discuss in their group, make a prediction of what they think the title of the story could be and why before responding. After they have done that, then they would share and explain their answers. The next step also would be on my own. It would be the same thing that I would have done. Explain what I mean by on my own. So, in using this type of question, I'd be using my background knowledge, my own opinion, and think about other related texts that I can use to make connections. So I'd explain that to the students. After I've explained to the students, then I'd also allow them to model it as well. Say for example, I would, for the question, how would you feel if an eagle had taken your hat or a tablet? Then I would discuss and I would say in myself, on my own, this is not in the text, I'm thinking this out, I'm inferencing, I'm predicting, I'm summarizing. So I will say, if the eagle had taken my tablet, I would wonder why it would have taken my tablet. I would search for this eagle because I want my tablet, because I pay a lot of money for it and it has lots of information on it. So I would need my tablet back. So I would have to go in search for this eagle. So this is on my own. This is what I'm thinking, right? This is my type of question. Then after doing this, then the students in pairs or in group, in exploring, they themselves will also explore these types of questions. For example, another question, how would you feel if someone has saved you from an accident? So the student themselves, they will discuss in group and then they will share on this type of questions also. So after they have explored, teacher demonstrates, they have explored, then when we have reached the evaluated part, then we would have allowed the student themselves to formulate questions based on author and me and on my own. So they either do this in pairs, and you can allow them to do this in groups. After they are finished using the text also to come up with these type of questions. After they are finished, you would also, as a teacher, we would also assess each child in seeing if they have attained the concept or the skills in acquiring this strategy. Say for example, we would have a chart based on this, and then they would explore it also. They would make up their own questions and then they will paste their question under each column. Say for example, right there, well, I'm not doing that part. So they would come to author and me on my own. So they would paste their question there. Also, in their journal, to assess individually, the teacher, as a teacher, you would allow the student to write author and me questions and on my own question as well, to see if they have grasped the understanding of these types of questions. In using the strategy question answer relationship to develop the skills of inferencing, predicting, and summarizing in this section. Thank you.